Hey guys, Micah from Black Bear Custom Kydex. I have a sheath to show you today, a little combo EDC setup. This one is for the Benchmade 940 and the Leatherman Skeletool. Forgive the mess on my desk here. I'm working hard to make sure that I'm caught up on orders here. And currently my books are closed to new custom orders, as you probably know. This is getting into late August 2020, but I will soon have the books reopen. I'm aiming for mid-September, and at that point I'm hoping my lead times will be something like 2 to 4 weeks instead of what I've been quoting a lot lately, like upwards of 5 months for orders, custom orders that I've been quoting in the recent past. So anyway, we're aiming to get that number way down for everybody's sake. So alright, so anyway, this one is going to Adam in Corpus Christi, and he had asked me just to make an all black setup for Benchmade 940 with Leatherman Skeletool. It's a really cool setup. One thing that's different about the 940 in terms of the auto deploy sheet that I'm doing, I've learned that if I do a little cutout here for the axis lock, it'll draw a lot smoother and I don't have to sacrifice any of the actual stability on the sheath. So basically this protrudes a bit off the surface of the handle scales, and what I did the first few times I did the sheaths for this particular knife, I would reheat that section and try to balloon it outward so that there was no snagging, but there always seemed to be an issue. What I ended up figuring out was if I would just do a little cutout so that it doesn't contact with anything, that would be the most efficient way to do it. So as you can see here, there's a good cutout on both sides, and then I have the lock formed on top of that. So drawing it, you can keep your finger over the blade if you don't want it to deploy. So just grip it like so. Just kind of pull it out. If you want it to deploy, you will want to pull it from the tip of the handle. I would get 2 or 3 fingers on it, and you basically need to rotate it. You can see that it starts to open the blade just by rotating it, and it's the momentum of drawing it and carrying through with a little bit of a flick of the wrist motion that's going to help it deploy fully. Oops, so I botched that one. There we go. So it does take a little bit of practice. It's going to take several times to kind of find the motion, the exact angle that you need to twist your wrist to. But the whole point of having this on the side at an angle is so that it's more comfortable. So you can see it's going to hang off your side at an angle to the rear, and you're going to have that be set up to where you can just kind of draw and flick, and it's going to deploy. Faster is better on this to a degree. You need to use the momentum of the sheath starting the knife, and you'll get it. So yeah, just mess with it a little bit. I would do it in the hand several times, holding the sheath with your left, drawing it with your right until you feel comfortable with it, and then I would transition to putting it on your belt and practicing that way. So the 940 is the hardest knife that I've worked on for auto deploy that has thumb studs. It's just a real trick because these are right up against the handle scales. It's hard to find a spot that really grips, and when you add the locking mechanism over it, you have to do some other things to the sheath, and that just creates some complications. So practice, 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 but it does work. As far as the Skeletool goes, you're going to want to keep it with the carabiner down, so it can go either direction, but carabiner down is going to be your better bet. It may fit in the other way, particularly if you do have the pocket clip on there. I mean, it fits, it's just it's not as tight that way, so I would recommend, personally, I take the pocket clip off of mine and I carry it with the word Leatherman facing away from your body. So there it is, just like that. Excellent retention. But when you want to draw, you just put your finger on the bottom of that carabiner and lift up. Comes out nice and smooth. So, alright, there you go guys. That's what I've got for you. Let me know what you think of the Skeletool and the Benchmade 940. I really love both of these. The 940 is an absolutely legendary knife. Maybe Benchmade's bestseller, I'm not sure. It's got to be up there though. For me, it's maybe just a tad narrow to be really comfortable in my giant hands. So I prefer knives that have just a little bit more bulk to them, like a Paramilitary 2 or Usually what I'm carrying is a Benchmade Griptilian sheep's foot. This just feels perfect in my hand. So the 940 though, obviously it's earned its reputation by being a good user, and I'd love your opinions down below. How does this stack up to other Benchmades that you've owned or used? What's your favorite Benchmade? Same thing with the Leatherman Skeletool. I'd love to know what you guys are carrying, what your favorite multi-tool is, Leatherman or otherwise, and why. So, alright guys, that's what I got for you. Let me know what you think, and hope you tune in for the next one. God bless.